Good morning, listeners, and thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Thursday morning. Although I do believe we're in for some heavy rain later today, so I hope you have cleared the gutters and put things away that could get damaged and wet, and made sure, of course, that your pets are also warm and comfortable. Now, this morning we are going to continue with our chat on self-care. And as I mentioned last week, self-care is not a day at the spa or a facial or a massage. That's a treat. Self-care is a daily, ongoing, continuous doing things that make you the best version of yourself. So the next point I want to pick up on today is being genuinely proud of yourself. We all have those chapters in our lives that we don't want to read out loud, let's be honest. But we all have those chapters that we are immensely proud of. Now, many people, when I say, what are you most proud of? They stumped. They can't come up with an answer because they think it has to be something huge, an invention, a huge accomplishment. It does not. It has to be something you, remember, this is about you are proud of. It doesn't have to be a big thing for anyone else. It may just be eating healthier. It may just be walking more than you used to. It may be smoking less. It may be being kinder to people around you that you maybe were a little bit short with in the past. Those are things to be proud of because they are accomplishments and they are steps in a positive direction. So ask yourself, what have I accomplished in the past 6 months, year, 2 weeks, since yesterday, that I am proud of? Have I been more disciplined in my studies? Have I been more committed in my relationship? All those things, if it is something you never did and you now do it, maybe it's taking less sugar in your tea or coffee, then it is something to be proud of, because it takes a commitment. It takes the awareness of, I need to do something about this, and then taking those steps to accomplish it. So find those things that you are genuinely proud of about yourself. The next one is also quite a biggie, is living in the present. And we've heard this so much in the media, in motivational talks, in a whole sphere of talks and information that's coming our way. The theme is be in the now, be present, live in the moment. Because you cannot sacrifice today in the hope of a better future, a better tomorrow. Next week will be better. When this has happened, it will be better. When that has happened, when the kids have started school, when the kids have finished school, when I start my new job, when I go on pension. We always put being happy off to some date in the future. And that is not guaranteed, listeners. It is not guaranteed that you will be happier when any of those things have occurred. The only thing, the only power you have, the only choice you have about happiness is in this very moment, right now. Right now is the only moment that's guaranteed to you. Right now is life. So stop thinking it will be better when. It may or may not, but there's no reason why you cannot be living and enjoying this moment. As you are listening to me, perhaps you're enjoying a cup of tea or coffee, perhaps you are busy at work, perhaps you are just doing your chores as one does. But whatever you are doing right now, choose to be happy and to live in this moment. Because happiness is a choice. Happiness is not some place like, we're going to Pretoria. Everybody knows where that is and how long it's going to take, etc., etc. Happiness is not a place we can aim for. It's a choice we make. And it starts by deciding I'm going to be present. I'm going to live in the moment, and I'm going to be happy. Yes, things don't always work out the way I had hoped or planned, but I am going to find the silver lining, because I am going to find the lessons in what didn't work out, in the mistakes I made. And you know what? That is called growth. If you never make mistakes, it means you never do anything. You never take a chance. You just do the same old, same old. You trot the same path every day, day in, day out. And I read somewhere, I think it was in a Robin Sharma book, where he says, a lot of people die at 30, but they only get buried at 80. And that is quite poignant, because it's true. When we leave our young carefree days behind and you settle down and you settle for, oh well, this is as good as it's going to get. I'm just going to trot the same path, backwards and forwards, like a resort pony. We go for the outride, we come back. We go for the outride, we come back. Then you have died, but you won't be buried till a future date. Decide to live now and to be happy and to be making the most. And that means taking risks. Yes, it means stepping out of your comfort zone, because there can be no progress, there can be no learning, there can be no innovation if we don't leave what we feel comfortable with now and staying with the old saying of rather the devil you know. No. Rather go out of that situation, out of that comfort zone, and say, maybe there isn't a devil on the other side. There's a lovely saying that says, on the other side of your greatest fear lies your biggest fortune. And that fortune could just be discovering who you really are, discovering what you're capable of, and growing and learning immensely in that process. Significant achievements, significant innovations are never made, never in a comfort zone. They are when people push the boundaries, when people take risks, when people explore, and when they're not scared of failing, because they know in that failing there will be nuggets of gold, there will be lessons, and there will be information made available. If I choose, and life is choices, if I choose to look for the lesson in that situation. So listeners, live in the moment. Choose to be happy. Value your mistakes and learn from them. Don't be scared to take risks. Risks are where the adventure lies and where the great achievements and successes lies. Be more polite with yourself. That is self-love, self-care. Be polite. Treat yourself like you would your very, very, very best friend, who you only want the best for, and you're always happy to see. And you always want to do fun things with them. Remember also, and I've mentioned this before, people see you and treat you the way you see and treat yourself. So if you don't value yourself, if you don't treat yourself with respect, nobody else will. And then you can't blame them and say, well, so-and-so treats me so badly. And I'm saying to you, how do you treat yourself? If you treat yourself well, it can't be that well, because if you treated yourself well and you were kind to yourself, you would not allow anyone to be disrespectful to you. So start treating yourself politely. Start respecting yourself. Honor yourself. You must enjoy the things you already have. If we're constantly in a state of, I want more, I haven't got this, I want that, this is missing out of my life, that becomes your theme. It becomes your constant companion of, I haven't got. And that is all you see in your life when you look around, is the lack of the things that you believe you need to be happy, to be fulfilled. So start taking note of what you have got and appreciate it, whatever it is. However little, appreciate it, enjoy it, be grateful for it. And then you start seeing a change in your life. You start seeing good things coming into your life. And you stop having this woe is me demeanor about you, this woe is me look, this I am so sorry for myself because I haven't got the following, and you have, and I want, and I don't understand that I haven't got. If that is your attitude, then you need to change it, listeners, and that will be a huge accomplishment to be proud of. So start appreciating and enjoying what you do have. We create and choose our own happiness. And as I say, happiness is not a place we all strive to go to. And it's different things to different people, like the song says. To a golfer, it's a hole-in-one. To an actress, it's a fur coat. I can't remember the words of the song. But it is different things. But find it in the moment. It's there if you care to look for it. But if you are convincing yourself that you can only be happy once a certain thing in the future has occurred, you may be very disappointed when that does happen. And you may find, well, it's not making me as happy as I thought it would. Remember, happiness is an inside job. It comes from the inside out, not from the outside in. If you are relying on things and people to make you happy, your life is going to be a very, very bumpy road with high peaks and very low valleys, because it's no one's job to make you happy. Not your husband, not your siblings, not your colleagues, no one. It's your job to make you happy. So you bring a whole happy person into a relationship, whether that's a work relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship. You bring that best version of yourself in, and you will attract those things back to you, and your happiness grows exponentially. Start giving your ideas and dreams a chance. Don't let them have a stillbirth. Don't die with your music still inside you. In life, we rarely get chances. We have to take chances. You'll never be 100% sure if it will work, but you'll be 100% sure it won't if you don't try it. So the risk, the chances, if you have a dream, if you have an idea, and it's humming inside you, give it a chance. Take the necessary step, get the information, speak to professionals, get the support, and give your dreams a chance. Don't let your music die within you. They say that, what we did can be forgiven. What we didn't do is inconsolable. So don't wait till it's too late, till we're on our deathbeds and we say that those saddest words in any language, if only. Go and live it. Go and give your dreams. Be ready for the next step, believing that you have everything it takes within you to take that next step and make it a success and grow. Listeners, relationships, we've spoken about this often. Be in relationships that nurture you, that encourage you, that support you. And when they criticize you, it is not from a negative, nasty, unkind point of view, but it is constructive information that you need to hear to go to the next step. But be in relationships with people who reflect the person you are, who reflect the person you want to become. People you admire and aspire to emulate. Not become them. They are them. You are your own unique self. But find someone you really respect and admire and learn from them. How do they handle difficult situations? How do they act in relationships? How do they conduct themselves? What is their attitude? What is their thought processes? And learn and make it your own. Relationships are important because we become so affected by the people we spend a lot of time with. They either drag us down or they lift us and push us on. So make sure You make those people in your inner circle people who lift you and push you forward. As I say, listeners, life is not designed for our convenience. Life is bumpy and we do face challenges, but it's our attitude to those challenges. Do we see the silver lining? Do we see the opportunity to grow? Or do we see them as a woe is me, here it goes again, life has got this horrible plot against me, and just when I think things are going well, it sabotages me. No, it's not. Look inward. Look inward for the guidance and the wisdom. Listen to that inner voice. It's always a good idea to reach out to people around you who you can help with time, with a friendly smile, with a hug, with a how are you today. If you can do more, if you're aware of that, and that includes our charities, our hospices, our SPCAs. Animals are also living, feeling creatures, so remember to be kind and considerate to them. Start listening to your inner voice, as I've just mentioned. We all have it. In fact, I listened to Nassim Haramein, who is a world-renowned physicist, Swiss-based, and he talked about the inner voice. He says we all have it. It's all different, but you have an inner voice if you care to listen. And we may think it's a whisper, but on the other side of the curtain, it's screaming at you. So listen to your inner voice. It's your source of wisdom and guidance. You call it gut instinct. You call it a knowing. Whatever you want to call it, it's your inner voice giving you the guidance and the information that you need to grow and flourish and be the best you can be. And that will be accompanied, I can assure you, with challenges, because that's how we grow. Without challenges, we won't grow. We will just stay and say, this is great. The same Nassim Haramein said, if we could all create our ideal world, we will just sit there. And I'll never meet anyone because they'll be in their ideal world. And we'll be bored stiff within an hour. So worlds interact, worlds collide, ideal worlds collide. And that challenges us and that brings us into contact with the right and sometimes the wrong people. But it's all an opportunity to grow, to make a choice, to be happy, and how to make the next step forward. So listeners, I hope you start enjoying every single moment as you enter one moment to the next, that you choose to be happy, that you choose to change your attitude to one of appreciation, and that you choose to say, I'm going to grow and learn, and I'm going to be the best version of myself. None of this is difficult. None of this is esoteric. None of this is meant or aimed at people with certain gifts and abilities. It's for each and every one of us, for me, for you. If we only but open our minds and start the process. So my challenge to you is start the process of looking after yourself, because then your cup will be full and you can be the best mom, the best wife, the best friend, the best colleague, the best sister, the best sibling. Whatever it is, you'll be the best at it because you're giving from a full cup, and it starts with self-care. Please give us your feedback. Please let us know what you want to chat about next week, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend ahead. If you're going to have the heavy rains, be safe, be careful, and take care of yourself.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.